Hello everyone. I am Puneet Kumar DG, Assistant Professor of Commerce, Government Prestige College, Baramasagara. Today we are discussing the Module 2 of Financial Markets and Services Banking System. The today's topic is investment policy of banks, that is factors determining the liquidity of banks. In our previous video, we have discussed about investment policy of banks. Every bank, based on their objectives and thrust areas, frame their investment policies which will guide their investment activities. The major principles of investment are liquidity, profitability, safety, diversity, marketability, stability and growth, the national interest, purpose and as well as statutory compliance. Now let us discuss the present video's topic, that is factor determining the liquidity of commercial banks. There are various factors impacting on the liquidity requirements of the commercial banks depending on the nature of its operations. The various factors which are affecting the liquidity requirement of commercial banks are: the first one, statutory requirement. Statutory requirement is the compliance regulations which are laid down by the Reserve Bank of India. The Reserve Bank of India has made mandatory to maintain certain reserves by the banks, that is the maintenance of cash reserve ratio and as well as statutory liquidity ratio. These two factors are determining the liquidity positions of the banks. The second factor is number and size of deposits. This is the factor which is inversely proportional with the liquidity requirement of the banks. If the number of deposits and as well as size of the deposit are high in a particular bank, then the liquidity requirement of that bank is also high, because as the number and as well as the size of the deposits is going to increase, then the requirement of liquidity is going to be increase. This is the second factor. Then third one is nature of deposits. If there is a short-term deposit, more number of short-term deposits are there, then the liquidity requirement is very high. If the number of long-term deposits is high, then the liquidity requirement is comparatively low. This is the means whenever the people go for the short-term deposit like savings bank deposit or short-term fixed deposits or the short-term recurring deposits, then when the people go for current deposits, then the liquidity requirement will be very high. And when the people go for long-term fixed deposits or long-term recurring deposits, then in such cases the liquidity requirement is very low. Then fourth one is banking habits of the people. Usually, in the cases of developing countries, the people will depend more on the cash transaction than the bank transactions. So, in such cases, the liquidity requirement will be very high. But in the cases of developed countries, the people will go for the online transactions and as well as they will use more number of banking instruments for the purpose of payments and as well as money transfer. So in such cases, the liquidity requirement will be very low. In India, as it is a developing country, the people are more dependent on the cash transaction than the banking mode of transactions. So hence, the liquidity requirement in India is quite higher when compared to the developed countries. The next point is magnitude of monetary or cash transactions. So whenever the magnitude of the monetary or cash transaction increases, then that increases the liquidity requirement of the banks, especially sometimes seasonally or occasionally the magnitude of cash transaction increases. In the country like India, during the festive seasons, the people tend to for the withdrawal of money from their accounts for the purpose of expenditure they required for the festivals. So in such cases, seasonally the liquidity requirement increases in the banks. The next point is money market condition. In the case of fully developed money market, the banks can buy easily the securities in the money market. Hence, this fully developed money market reduces the liquidity requirement of the banks for the short term period. But in the cases of underdeveloped money market, the banks cannot easily buy and sell the securities. So hence that is going to create a liquidity, higher level of liquidity requirement. Then the next point is structure of banking system. The unit banking system is going to increase the liquidity requirement of the banks, and the branch banking system is going to reduce the liquidity requirement of the banks. Whenever the bank branching means branch banking system is going to be adopted, in such cases the monetary holding of the banks is going to be decentralized, and it is with the particular branches. Hence the liquidity requirement of the particular branch will be managed by the particular branch itself. So hence the liquidity requirement will be reduced in the cases of the branch banking system. Then the next point is liquidity policy of other banks. In the competitive era, to maintain the goodwill and as well as the competitiveness, whenever we are framing the liquidity policy of our bank, then we need to consider the other banks' liquidity policies. So the liquidity policies of other banks will also impact on the liquidity policy of the present bank. Okay, now let us summarize the whole session. Every bank, based on their objectives and trust areas, frame their investment policies which will guide their investment activities. Whenever the particular bank is framing their investment policy, they are going to consider the liquidity factor. And there are various factors which are impacting on the liquidity requirement of the banks. They are all statutory requirement by the RBI, number and size of the deposits, nature of the deposits, banking habits of the people, magnitude of the monetary and cash transaction, etc. These factors will impact on the liquidity policies of a bank. You can refer these books for your further readings. Khan M.Y. Indian Financial System Theory and Practice, Tata McGraw-Hill Publications. E. Gordon and K. Natarajan, Banking Theory, Law and Practice, Himalaya Publications. L.M. Bole and Jitendra Mukund, Financial Institutions and Markets, McGraw-Hill Publications. Raman B.S., Financial Markets and Services, Chetana Bukkos Publications. Thank you one and all for listening. Please comment with your suggestions and as well as the queries. Thank you one and all.